Hey, folks, welcome back to the Pulse. My name is Matt, and I'm back in the studio. Got the fire going. What's up, folks? It is 11:45 Central Texas time, and I'm back from Consensus 2023. What is up? What is up, my friends? It's so good to see you here today. I want to give you an update on so many things, but it is Freedom Friday. And we've done Stephen Friday, and we had to pause this week. And maybe there's a slim chance this afternoon we might pick it back up. But for those of you who've been watching that series called Right Side Up with Steve Staggs, it has been amazing. Amazing. 6 weeks of that. So maybe we can pull off a seventh this afternoon. But I wanted to do the Freedom Friday thing again. Wanted to talk to you about updates on spending time at Consensus, one of the largest crypto conferences in the world. And it was in Austin, in my backyard. And wanted to talk about Texan, what's going on there. Isn't it funny? Like I get these messages pounding me as soon as I go live. Let me see if I can do this. All right, let's see. We'll see what happens there. Everything cuts through from my wife. So, folks, it is an exciting time to be in crypto because we are on the very edge of the PulseChain launch. If you've been paying attention to what's going on, what's been updated, we've got some exciting things. The Shanghai upgrade has been put in. There's like 5,300 validators. It is amazing what is happening. And so, freedom, folks. If you watched my last stream, I would highly recommend, if you go to my channel to live, you're going to want to see the truth about the Pulse Chain. That is very, very important. Probably the most passionate I have been in a long time about why and what the Pulse Chain really means for our future. Let's get into the chat, say hello to you. Then we'll jump into some content today. And maybe we'll have a guest, maybe we won't. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Academaciated saying hello. What's going on, Academaciated? Good to see you. Vinny3's here. Hello, all. Godfather J6. Hope all are well. Good to see you as usual. My Online Ghost. What is good, everyone? Good to see you. Nova Star. Yep. Hey there. Hey there. David Lee, all the way from Southwestern Indiana, showing the love once again. Once again, God sees you at the corner of his eye. Taryn, what's going on? Blessed day, all Texas life. Good morning. And then there's Michael. Michael, good afternoon to you. Magnus, hello, hello. May Yeshua bless and protect you all for all of time. That is the Aramaic for Jesus right there, Yeshua. Sandy B, the dude. Good morning, fam. John's Music, what's going on? Love you, Matt. Lord bless. Thanks so much for being here. And then there's the guy. He's on the road. He's got some entertainment. We're going to keep him entertained. Cadium. It was so good to see Cadium at the, in Texas, in his tour that he's making. It was so awesome. It's so great to connect with just friends, right? Looking people eye to eye, sharing some time. It was awesome. It was the highlight of my week was seeing Cadium. So thank you so much for being here. And hopefully we'll make the time pass better while you're driving. So thanks for being here. Pamela, howdy. It's a great day in the Lord. This is the day the Lord has made. It's amazing to me. All this stuff with Steve Staggs, if you've been paying attention, it's all unbelievably amazing and mind-blowing, but it's also very simple. And it's a big reminder to me of really what is important when it comes to faith. And so I'm just so thankful for this time that we've had, and we're going to continue it. We're going to continue it for as long as we can continue it, right? So it is so fun to share that with you because I feel like it's really important to understand how all of this fits together. The money, decentralized finance, the battle between good and evil, how all of these things are shaping up and what is coming. Texas independence, we got Ophir crypto, we've got a number of other. I'm having a conversation after this stream about another actual country. It's amazing, folks. This is an amazing time that we live in, that people like you and me can get together, we can agree, consider others in addition to ourselves, and we can unlock value together. That's it. That's all there is. And it's humongous. What does it mean? The resources of abundance, changing the system from scarcity to abundance. Woohoo! Texan Tailgate, so glad to be here with you. Texan Tailgate is a new channel on Sunday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern time. You can tune in, and Forrest is doing such a great job. And of course, you get to listen to his velvety voice. It's kind It's rich, if you know what I'm saying. Sandy Beach, what's going on, Sandy Beach? And Sandy B the dude back to back. There's the twinsies. That's right, Taryn. Is there a playlist for Steve Staggs episodes on my channel? Um, check it out if you want. Oh wow, thanks so much, Taryn, for doing that. Appreciate that. And I need to put I need to do the same thing. What am I thinking? Come on, man. Come on, man. Sandy Beach, what's going on? Hello, Matt and everyone. Glad to catch you live stream. Thanks for being here. The twins are here. Francis Paul, what's going on? Hello, all. How are you? We're doing well. Bart Bruno back again. Let's fulfill the Pulse Promise. Well, that's getting close, folks. Isn't it amazing? We started the Pulse Promise, which, if you want to know more, you can go to pulsepromise.com. But that's what created the Compassion Cartel. And it was this idea that, hey, who cares about making the world a better place? Who cares about being intentional about utilizing the resources of abundance and working together? So here's the whole point of the whole Compassion Cartel, the Pulse Promise. We go to pulsepromise.com. It's basically to say, for those that sacrificed for Pulse and PulseX, and this is the commitment I made, I'm going to take what is $100 of my sacrifice. So $100 of Pulse and $100 of PulseX. And it's not $100 of value. It's literally the SAC points equivalent, right? So it was 10,000 to 1. So that's 1,000,000 Pulse points. And so the idea was, and still is, that when Pulse goes live, that site is going to change. You keep your own Pulse. You're not giving anything to anybody. This is just your commitment in a way in which you say, hey, I've set this aside in a separate wallet. You come and you connect your wallet and it just counts you. It doesn't like capture your info. It just says, hey, this is who it is and this is how much it is. And we're going to show on that site how much Pulse is essentially kind of aggregated between people who want to make the world a better place. And then people join the Compassion Cartel. When they join the Compassion Cartel, which is a Telegram channel, we want people to share. What are you passionate about? Because here's the thing. There's so many people that have been, what has been placed on their heart, maybe a certain people group, it may be a certain organization, it may be a certain cause, it may be something that you're just passionate about. I guarantee you there will be somebody else who's as passionate as you are about that. Do you want to have double the benefit? What if Sandy Beach and Sandy B the dude were to get together and do something that they're both passionate about and they have commonality? So I see it as two things. One, just being more effective and efficient with our giving. But two, it's also kind of like this, what are we investing in? What are we going to be a part of? What are we going to influence? And I see it as the largest decentralized, impact VC fund on the planet Earth. At least that's the vision. You're welcome to join. You don't even have to participate in the Pulse Promise stuff. You can just come into the Compassion Cartel. But folks, if we aggregate that, what we're going to see is we're going to see the amount of Pulse that's been kind of set aside. That's really what it is. It's set aside by you. It's not given anywhere. We're just coming together, committing. But we're going to show that against the price of Pulse and PulseX. And we're going to basically show, hey, here's how much this group, the Compassion Cartel, has essentially vowed to give away. However you want to do it. We don't dictate anything. We want to fan the flame of the passion in your heart. That's what we need to do. So many people are trying to get into your pocket. No. Let's get together and let's dream about the things that we should be doing together to make the world a better place. And that's what I see with abundance, right? We got to work together. That's the absolute key. Community is everything in crypto. It's not about tech. Tech's important. It's about community. So join us. Would love that. Bart Bruno, thanks for mentioning that. I appreciate that a lot. Hexforce One, hey, what's going on? Leave a like. Nova Star says, yeah, if you don't mind, we're getting so close here at Crypto Heartbeat to 10,000 subs on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed, would you do that? Just help us get to that 10,000 number. But it'd be fantastic. And hitting the likes is always helpful. I always forget to talk about that. So many people do it, and I watch so much YouTube, and everybody's like, smash that like button, and they've got like this animation of things crushing. Hex on Air, what's going on? Hey, twins, good to see you together. Magnus is here. Awesome. Let's see who else is here. Greetings from Toronto. What's up, Johns? Glad to be here with like-minded people. Has anyone heard from Sam recently? I have not. We'll see Sam around, I'm sure. Sam and Sam I am. Texan Air, Evo's here. We are together. Pastor Mike Jankowski. What is going on? You are blessed, Matt. Pastor Mike Jankowski. I know a guy with the same last name. I know another Jankowski. It is so great to have great people One of the reasons I even started this channel in the very beginning was I'm like, we've got to find, we got to attract a group of people who, and I'm not saying they're older, but maybe more mature, but you just have a different, trajectory. A lot of crypto is seen as kind of crypto bros. And I like crypto bros. I was hanging out with a bunch of crypto bros, but everyone matures over time, right? And so we want to build into people. And Pastor Mike Jankowski has been building into all kinds of folks, and I'm really feel drawn to the folks in crypto, mostly men. We need to, as men, we need to step up and we need to lead, and we need to be inspired to lead. And so, Pastor Mike, thanks for being here, man. Really, really appreciate it, because there's a lot more going on than the money. Because we always say here, money is just a tool. How are you going to animate that tool, for good or for evil? That's the big question. Texas Tailgate is the thing. That is right. Love it. Yeah, pulsepromise.com. If you want to know more information, you want to join the Compassion Cartel, you can. There is no cover charge. Come on in. Mobius, what's going on, Mobius? Good to see you. Let's see here. It's so great. I love it that you guys are back and forth in the chat together. I mean, there's community in the chat. Scotto Shaughnessy, good to see you. So glad that you're here. The Mint Factory is in the house. Howdy, howdy. Hold your hacks. I'm here. All right, checking in. Peso dude, what's up? Buenos dias. Buenos dias to you, my friend. And PulseChain Trainer. He's the guy. PulseChain Trainer is the guy that helps everybody out, right? You mentioned Gen Con last week. Yeah, what will be happening and where? So we're getting a site together, so you'll know about this. So this is going to be happening in Southwest Houston. Danny the singer is a big part of that. You probably heard on a stream with Danny and a couple different places that he has started a new nonprofit. He's hosting, obviously, Texan Token, myself, Pulse Promise, Compassion Cartel. This is going to be, it's going to be a paid event. I believe it's going to be $149. All food and everything's covered. It's a day event on the 24th of June. And it's going to be for people who really want to dive deep into, what does it look like? What does it look like to be generous? What is generosity really? And for those of you who, there's a definitely a significant stewardship perspective to this. And so there will be, this is the Judeo-Christian ethic piece of things. And you'll be hearing a lot from people about faith and how that fits into all of this. But it's going to be an important time. So if you're somebody who's out there like, hey, you know what? I know I'm coming into abundance. I feel so blessed that I have this opportunity, but I want to understand, how do I, what's the right perspective? And I think that, my experience in the fundraising world is, it's taught me a lot of things, but also probably more importantly is understanding what the scriptures say, and really, how does the Spirit of God work in you and through you when it comes to your resources? Because, what does Steve Stagg said all the time? Jesus is alive and he speaks. Let's listen to him. He is the shepherd out front, and we recognize his voice. And so that's a big part of this is, I want to fan the flame of the passion in your heart that you have. I want to encourage you, right? So many people want to convince you, hey, come my way, do my thing. Nope. Because here's the thing, you were created uniquely and you've got a purpose and a passion. And the question is, why do you find yourself in such abundance? That's what's coming, folks. PulseChain launch is coming. You know what this looks like. I know what this looks like. This is potentially massive. What are 5,300 validators? Amazing. Shanghai upgrade is done. I mean, what else do they have to do? Do you realize how liquid the DEX is going to be on PulseX? Do you have any idea? Think about $1.6 billion that was sacked. And then think about Richard sitting on all that DAI, which is the stable coin that's going to be over, whether it's wrapped or not sure. But there's going to be stable coin there, which is going to create tremendous amount of liquidity. But then think about how big your bags are. So many people with significant bags of Pulse and PulseX are going to start doing things like pairing it up. They want to receive that incentive token. So guess what's going to be thick with liquidity? Texan, Ophir, all of these tokens, right? This ecosystem is going to be dynamite for all these projects, because there's going to be so much liquidity there and so many new users attracted to it because they've got their own tokens, because these copying over the system state, folks. It's a big deal. It's a big deal, and it's coming soon. PulseChain Trainer, thanks for bringing that up. Gen Con, it's a generosity conference happening on June 24th. Now, June 23rd will be a meetup, and it's going to be a full-on anybody, Texan, PulseChain, PulseX, Hexicans, whoever wants to come, that's going to be a meetup. And that'll be just a fun time. So if you're not coming to the Generosity Conference, it's totally fine. You come to that Friday night in Houston, and we can get to say hello. We're going to confirm that Rags is going to be there, but it's going to be a special time. So keep that on your mind. Mark your calendar. We're going to have some detail up here next week with a website and a way in which you can engage. But mark your calendars, please, please, please. Love to see if that's something that resonates with you. Sandy Beach likes the crypto bros. Well, hey, find yourself a crypto bro. You may be set. What did Richard say? That these all these loon birds, right? The crypto bro loon birds that you thought were crazy ended up owning everything. Yep, that's us. That's us. Extravagant taste. What's going on? More mature. You're blushing. You're blushing. I don't deserve it. I'll give you a little bit of that. But you're young at heart, aren't we all? True story. When I was 21, got shot 4 times, point blank range, supernaturally saved, no bullet graze. It was prophesied 1 year before Jesus saved me. Dude, you know what I love about those miraculous things is that you can never, ever, ever deny someone's personal story about how Jesus does his work, how God saves people. And to hear these type of stories, it's like, what do you need to believe? Do you need to be shot 4 times point blank to believe? Boy, if you do, and you get out of that, you're like Neo, right? The bullets are like, pew, pew, pew. How amazing is that? You know what? I always say, God sees you at the corner of his eye. He's got plans for you. He's got plans for you, my friend. And you know that. And that's what's so cool about this. It's like, all right, keep your nose clean, folks. Make good choices. We're going to daisy chain good choices together here, and we're going to make a difference, right? We're going to listen to where we need to go next. One man listening to the Spirit, taking on the world, facing reality with the elbow cough. Good to see you. Matthew Such back again. What is going on? Vinny 3, help spread the word, upvote in Astrospaces. Absolutely. So Astrospaces, I don't even know a lot of detail about it, but they've ranked us, and we're ranking pretty high up there. And so, Vinny, thanks for that reminder. Folks, and things, of course, if you take a look at the chart today, I was pretty surprised. We had a pretty massive dump, but we've seen that across crypto. And then somebody decided they might like some Texan tokens. So appreciate that. Appreciate that so much. Hey, Crypto Heartbeat, who was it that prayed for me on stream with you when my dad passed? Was it you and Crypto Compassion? You know what? I'm trying to think of who that would have been. So Crypto Compassion, it might have been. Trying to think of who, and I have to go back to that, man. I'll have to go back to that. If you give me the date on that, I'll look back at who it was. Or we can just go back into the live and see the date. But Sandy B, thanks for being here, man. And that's the thing. We bear each other's burdens, right? We divide our pain and multiply our joy, right? That's the whole thing. What is community for? This life isn't easy, right? But we're meant to be in community with one another. And I love that the money is bringing people together. Hex and Pulse and PulseX and Texan and all these things. I was at Consensus with Gary from Funding Gym, was there with, I saw Side Effects there. Walrus was there. Brother KG was there. It was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. Bobby from Quattro Cinco News was there. KDM stopped in for a bit. ZZ Tesco was there for a bit. It was really cool. And then I had some kind of special moments that happened yesterday. I was just walking the floor and actually kind of trying to find the guys. And this guy goes, "Hey, PulseChain." I'm like, whoa. He goes, "Dude, I watch your stuff." He was a guy from Georgia, and he was so awesome. He didn't really know. He obviously is, I think, watched content that I've made on PulseX, which is not a whole lot. But he knew that there was a connection with that. He had gotten into PulseX, but he represented a group of folks who are investors, and he was looking for investment opportunities there. So it was really cool to connect there. and then just met some amazing people. Um, if you think crypto's dying, just go to one of these conferences. It ain't dying, folks. It is booming. And of course, this is how you benefit people that have been in the bear market. I mean, people lament the fact that it's a bear market. No, this is the time. This is the time that you set yourself up for the next bull run. But folks, we've got ourselves a crisis era on our hands. Absolutely. Um, Let's see what else we've got here. There he is. Sam Kemp is here. Everybody's like, Sam, where you at, man? Everybody misses you, Sam. Awesome. Sam's going to be at the Generosity Conference with his wife. Fantastic. Love it. Cadium's going to be there. I hope Hex Monkey is going to be there. So if you're somebody that wants to dig in deeper and understand, how do we work together on one hand, but also what does it really mean? I think that people talk about sudden wealth syndrome, right? Maddie Allen talks about sudden wealth syndrome a lot. And of course, I kind of joke about that. I was like, yeah, a lot of people want that syndrome, right? But if you think about it, if money's just a tool, and it really warns in the scriptures, it warns about serving God and money, right? You can't serve both. And so, what is money's proper place in your life? And then, um, how do you understand what you should be doing? Because there's a lot of people. When people know you got money, they'll come out of the woodwork, and it's so true, right? And so, you want to have a plan, and you want to think through how do I understand that? And then you're going to be inspired because there's going to be some folks that are speaking. One, I believe that's going to be coming in from Europe. Amazing stories of people at the absolute height of traditional finance, folks amazing folks who have literally been called out of those positions into really this idea of how does business fit in with impact on people in the world. It's pretty amazing. It's this idea of significance. It's one thing to have success, right? And what does significance mean, right? What does it mean to have significance? And what does it mean to rule, right? That's what Steve talks about a lot, and it's awesome. Texan.cc, the positivity from Crypto Heartbeat fuels the soul. Hey, man, all I know how to do is fire you up, right? That's what I do. That's what I do. It's so great. I have to be this guy all the time, though. My son is like Eeyore. And of course, a lot of people around me, I'm living in the clouds, and they're like, man, why are you so positive? I'm like, man, I'm so thankful, right? It's kind of like the comment from John's there. It was like, I've been shot 4 times, man. Still alive. We're still kicking. There's got to be a plan. Give us this day our daily bread. Extravagant test, like and subscribe, peeps. Please do that. Drix. There he is. What's up, Drix? Good to see you. Opal Bamian. Phew, my Friday just got better. Thanks, man. Thanks for being here. It's so great I love hanging out with you guys because you guys know we're on the edge of our seat. We know something big's coming. And that's the neatest thing about all this. I just love it. I absolutely love it. Barry Crumb, it's almost May, and it's still freezing cold in the UK. I can't wait to start sweating in the 110 Texas summer heat. I hate being cold and, paying taxes, of course. Absolutely, yeah. What's funny is I think I prefer being cold than hot, but I am, originally from Michigan, so you know how that works. Anders, good to see you. Howdy, y'all. All right, let's see. Amen, amen. I'm teaching an intro crypto class to my wife's students at the correctional facility on Sunday. Nice, man. That is fantastic. Opal and I connected in the past about some of this stuff, and just folks, if you're doing stuff like this out there in the world and you're helping people, I'm going to just say this. You can DM me on Twitter. I'm sorry. You can DM me on Twitter or Telegram, Crypto Heartbeat 22 on Telegram. If you're somebody that's serving people like this, I'm interested in helping people get set up in crypto. So I will personally send some Texan tokens to people. If you're serving a group of people like students or people that you want to get into this, just getting people started, getting a wallet and then be able to see something in there, I think is so important. So you just reach out to me if you got some folks that you serve, especially folks that, in this case, correctional facility. I mean, how do you give people hope? And what I love about cryptocurrency, and this is really Richard's whole approach, is Richard is it's he said, I never thought that the cryptocurrency that I would create would keep people from putting a gun in their mouth. Isn't that amazing? The people didn't commit suicide because they're like, hey, I had some hope here. And whatever it takes to help people through, right, get through the valley of the shadow of death. So if that, whatever we can do, right? If we can help out, I'd love to help out. But if you're somebody that's serving people, you're educating people in crypto, you've got folks that you think that, getting them a wallet and having a little bit of crypto and then be able to see it with a price on it, I would personally like to give to people like that. So, Opabamian, probably get that wrong. Opabamian. Thanks for doing what you do. All right, let's see what else. Wow, Sandy B, the dude. I was shot once, left shoulder, stabbed both hands. Wow. Folks, it's amazing. The stories, that's what I love about people. I'm so curious about these stories, but the history of grace, right? His story of grace, the history of grace in our lives. So many of us have so many stories of the supernatural. And it's funny, so many people don't see that. And it's just proof, right? I think a lot of people think, well, it's just blind faith. It isn't blind faith at all. I'm reminded like daily. So thanks for sharing that. It's really important that you testify to the things that God has done. I mean, look at the Jews, right? The Passover. It's like, hey, remember when we came out of Egypt? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That Red Sea thing that opened up. Yeah, we need to remember that. Let's eat some unleavened bread. Drix. No, no being sorry at all. I just didn't. My memory's not so good. I'm just glad you're here. So glad you're here. Um, Oh, these guys are okay. Cool. So these guys are fired up about Texan and Ophir and what this could mean for changing their family's future. And that's the cool thing. I always talk about Balliet Brand when I had that first interview. When I started learning about what was really happening with Hex and seeing these people's lives change. I mean, I remember going to my first meetup in Austin. I'm meeting all these like 27-year-old bros. And they're like, yeah, I retired. I'm like, this is awesome. This is awesome. And I'm like, what are you gonna do with your life now? Let's get together and let's let's make a difference for people. Let's watch out for them. T Gray, what's going on? Looking forward to being the whale one day. Hey, it can happen. Really, I think if you look at people like the God whale, it's like just holding, right? I think before the God whale became the God whale, I think he made 6 transactions total in his life, just got into stuff. Now, made some good decisions, got into the right stuff, but just held. No trading, folks. No trading. Sandy Beach says, I need to start going to meetups. So many great people to meet. And it is, you know what it is? And maybe it's just the type of people. I was at this conference, Consensus 2023, and these are the big dogs, right? That's like Circles there, and all of these, Tron, and all these big folks, and centralized players, and exchanges, and then of course the people that go there, it's like $3,000 to get a ticket, and it's a bunch of money, right? A bunch of VCs and all these people just wanting to get into Web3 and crypto. And a lot of people don't know really what DeFi really is. But I was standing there with all these folks from the Hex and Pulse community, and I was like, yeah, we're kind of like the underdogs. And I think somebody said, we're kind of like the trailer trash. What I love about that is salt of the earth people who are in this community. It resonates with me when regular people win. I'm an advocate. I think Richard Hart's an advocate for people because of his background and upbringing. I mean, I grew up super poor. And to think that, this kind of thing could happen to regular people, well, that's why we did the Texan token, right? There are regular people across Texas who are like, I've had enough of this whole federal government thing. I want to see our kids and our grandkids and people have a future in an independent Texas, but they're regular people. And I think a lot of people that are regular folks are like, we just don't have a shot. They're too big. They're too centralized. They're too controlling. And then it's like, no, we work together. We consider others in addition to ourselves, and we've got ourselves something amazingly effective. And that's it. We are going to starve the war machine, my friends. How are we going to do this? What is this plan of yours? Shout out To all the Sandys in the fam. There's a lot of Sandys. There's a lot of Matts. There's no question. Crypto Pez. It is so good to see Crypto Pez. Hey, Matt, I'm a bit worried about becoming so wealthy, to be honest. Not sure what I'm going to do yet, but it will be philanthropic in some way. Responsibility, yeah. And, that's the thing that I like. What are you called to? Your whole life is not an accident. Even the stuff that's been difficult has taught you lessons, and you have a heart for a certain group of people. Like I have a heart for homeless people. I have a heart for kids in foster care, but it's because of the experiences that I've had. You may have had different ones. Some people care about animals, and some people care about the environment. Some people care about poverty or whatever it may be. And then if you listen really carefully, you might be directed to something really special that you're a part of, because there is a gift of giving, right? There's gifts that people have, but there are people who have been gifted to be generous. And I think it's a spiritual gift as well. And so you just have to, you want to make sure that you're being, faithful to the calling on your life. And somebody would say purpose or calling, somewhat interchangeable. But that's awesome, CryptoPez. Thanks for sharing that. And that's the other thing about wealth and everything is this is such a unique time, because what is it, right? What is it? So if you have a ton of Pulse or Pulse X, it's really only as good as the liquidity is there. But what I love about it is it's almost like the cash option in the lottery versus the annuity, right? Everybody's like, I'll take the cash option. Well, you really should take the annuity option. Why? Because one, you can't handle that kind of money. And two, you're basically leaving so much on the table because you want it now. And the question is, why do you want it now? And what I like about crypto, and what I like especially about DeFi, is that you really don't have access to more than there is liquidity. Because if you were to sell it down, literally, you'd send it to zero. And that's why everybody's threatening, they threatened Richard in the early days saying, oh man, you're going to rug pull, you're going to do this. And I think what's funny about that is, at the height of things, what was there? Maybe $20 million in liquidity? Maybe, right? I mean, the guy's sitting on billions and billions. That's the paper value. That's not the real value. Can't get that stuff out. But that's what's so neat about it. Not everybody sells at the same time. And we're working together by contributing proxies for our labor into this common pool. We're believing the same things. We're staking it. And so it becomes an annuity, essentially. And with staking, of course, and scraping with Texan, you have this ability to essentially endow your future rather than just like, give me gobs of money and let me just be ridiculously spending. That's part of the problem where these things like sudden wealth syndrome come in. We got ourselves a super chat. I got to check that out. I'm going to jump down. So CryptoPez, I left off on you, and Sam Kemp is next. So let me go down to this. Raffoon LLC. If your wallet gets compromised, what can we happens to our Texan stakes? Have some long stakes out. Who knows what could happen to a wallet in years? So when you say compromised, it really comes down to what you mean by that, right? So if it's compromised, somebody obviously, if they have your seed phrases, could, figure out how to end your stake, right? And then dump it on the market. I mean, that's certainly a possibility. And that's what's happened in Hex a lot. So if you need some assistance, jump into the, if there's a Texan issue, or if anyone has a Texan issue, go into the Telegram and let us know. And Rags and I can definitely provide some backup and think through things with you. But thanks for the $5. And if there's any way we can help you out, or anyone that you know out, yeah, jump into that Texan Telegram, and then it'll get bubbled up to the top. We've got a support group that watches all that stuff. And David Lee's in the chat. And David Lee is the guy who's advocating and watching out for everyone. So he'll keep his eye on it for you, as well as many of the other admins as well. So thank you for sharing that. And I hope that it's not compromised, and that it's easy to figure out and solve the problem. All right, hang on. I was back at, so thank you for the super chat. Where was I? There we go. Sam Kemp. Busy week manning a booth at the Hunt County Fair for the TNM. Dude, Sam Kemp is putting in the time, folks. Volunteer for the Texas Nationalist Movement. Probably telling people all about Texan. Hey, folks, because here's the thing: if we don't get this, hearing, and it dies in committee again, and this is House Bill 3596, barring some miracle, it's not going to make it out of committee. folks, in 2 years, where do you think things are going to be? What are things going to look like? I think we're going to see Babylon burn in the next 2 years, and I see all that value coming into crypto. And then I look at all these people. They're like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I had Texan in the beginning." You go, "All right, you're going to be the one that's going to be able to look at candidates. You're going to be able to have influence, and we are going to walk into the next session, and the first order of business is Texas referendum, putting it on the ballot, my friends, giving the people of Texas." The opportunity to vote. And that's huge, absolutely huge. Thanks for all you do, Sam Kemp, for the TNM and for us. And you're an inspiration to so many because you are just spreading the good word. And that's the key to all this stuff. What can you do? It's decentralized finance. There's no centralization. There's no marketing department. It's a gift to the TNM and folks that like and care about freedom and sovereignty. So let's get on it. Rafoon, I'm cool with getting wealthy and retiring on a beach with no purpose. And it's, sometimes you need a little break. You know what I mean? I'd like to play more golf in my life. I wouldn't mind. My wife likes blue water. She likes to have nice white sandy beaches, but sandy beaches. But there's a time and place for all that stuff. And I think sometimes you just need a little break. But I think there's a part of you that just keeps calling you to the next thing, right? The next thing. Dan Jerzenkowski, what's going on? Happy Friday, fam. Great to see you. Thanks for being here. Crypto Chronics here. I've got a couple of little groups I'm caring for, teaching and trying, some that sacrificed and some total newbies that buying Texan and Hex. I'm trying to do my part. What's cool about that too, Crypto Chronic, is if you go into the Telegram and ask them for my book, there's an Easter egg in my book. Oh, I'll just say it once. But for those of you that, you want to encourage some people, read Unlocking Generosity. It's an easy read, and there's a little Easter egg in there, and there may be some benefit to you for reading that. We've had quite a few people who have read that, and I have proof of it. Got the rot already. I'll take the cash in the sunset. There you go. Get off the pipeline. You know what I'm saying? DJ and Dougie Peach in the house. What's up, Mr. Matt? Good to see you, buddy. Jackie Clocky. A little late for the show, but hello, everyone. Glad that you are with us. You know what I love about streaming? Sometimes I've got this big message and all this theme and all these things figured out. I like doing this. I like talking to you because you guys bring up stuff. You got a question or something. We just chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Hex on Air, DJ, when Bob's Dougie. Oh my gosh. Tigray, wasn't hope was the last thing found in Pandora's box. Woo, look at that. That's good. My phone's going to die. I have to catch up later. Hey, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you so much. Yeah, Terrence's like, I'll take the cash option and dump it into Hex and Texan. Well, there you go. I mean, think about, but these things. I'm talking about the typical lottery degens. Yep. So David Lee just put that link in there for you. Rafoon. Rat food, as they say. Let's see who is. Opabamian says, unlocking generosity is the way. Texan breaks the 4-minute mile of crypto. Ooh, I like that. The 4-minute mile. Remember that was a big, big milestone. So I was in college, and there was a guy named Paul McMullen, and he actually went to, I think I mentioned that before on this, but he was my class at school. And he was like super athlete. And I watched him run a 3:57 mile, and it was indoor. And I mean, he left people like a half of a lap. I mean, it's amazing. The guy had an incredible kick, but then he was mowing his lawn and cut off his big toe right before the Olympic trials. Oh, so sad. So sad. But yeah, when you see somebody run a 4-minute mile or less, it's crazy. T. Gray says everyone needs to become a crypto security expert. I'm working on it. Absolutely. And the key to that with how to use hardware wallets and how to protect yourself, protecting your seed phrases. So obviously having a backup, making sure somebody that you love and care for understands where those are if something happens to you, having those things fireproof, right? Many people will pound those in to, titanium plates or metal plates or whatever. A lot of people have a lot of different strategies for that, hardware wallets and the like. But there's a lot of different ways in which you can secure your seed phrases as well. Sometimes only things you know. I mean, I've heard of people separating them. I've heard people using washers. And these would be the metal washers where they pound them in that are stainless steel. Very important. Um, Give that man some cards. There you go. Yeah, Mr. Kemp does get after it, doesn't he? X-Force 1, the network update has been completed, withdrawals activated. So that is the Shanghai upgrade that was added to Ethereum, is added to PulseChain. How about that, folks? I don't know what else they need to do. So this is a big deal, right? This is a big deal. So they got the validator. So anyone who's a validator, the reason we went from V3 to V4 was so that those validators could get essentially more well rewarded. And so that went well. And now Shanghai, and if X-Force 1 here is saying the network update has been completed, withdrawals are activated. I mean, what else is there? We're getting super close, folks. I mean, you get to this point, and you're just like, what else? BRETEP, BRETREP. If somebody knows BRETEP's Twitter handle, put it in the chat, please. BRETEP, he's one of the most communicative of the PulseChain devs, and he's really, I feel like, giving us a lot of good updates. I assume that Richard said, hey, why don't you be the guy who kind of shares this stuff? So it's really cool. But you know what I want to see? You know what I'm itching for? More cowbell. No, you know what I'm really looking for? Is a stream from Richard Hart. I kind of miss that. Do you kind of miss him? +1 in the chat if you miss Richard Hart on live stream. And especially with this new pivot he's made to talking about his family, talking about his history, kind of getting into the good guy mode. I'm really looking forward to seeing him again. I played some of the content from the PulseCon, man. And just seeing him when he's relaxed, the guy's a genius, man. He is really, really, really smart. And what I love about him is he's not just crypto smart. He's like, hey, I've been thinking about these things. He's very, very, very innovative, thoughtful, and an advocate. I'm a fanboy. I mean, what can you say? I'm a fanboy. And so are you guys. Look at all the +1 in the chats. Fantastic. The 357 mile. That's right. Still need Uniswap. I'm not sure what you mean, V3. Well, that PulseX, fam. PulseX, closer and closer. The Church of the Universal Oneness. Do we know when we will be looking at which coins for single-sided staking? So, that has been, I mean, I would assume because V3, Uniswap V3, I believe, is open to fork. The question is, I haven't looked at it to see if there is single-sided staking and limit orders but that's something that I assume can come later. I don't think that's a requirement, but absolutely, you'll know it's full-fledged when you see the single-sided staking. But good question. And if somebody knows more about that, if you've seen that single-sided staking is working in the testnet V4, let everybody know. Hex Meridius 369. He fixed my issue with Bridge today. He's amazing. He is amazing. +1. Sandy Beach and Terran and T Gray, Texan Tailgate, Evo, Sandy B, Papa Bamian, Anders, Hex Squid. Everybody's like, yeah. Oh, David Lee with the link. So this is the link to the Unlocking Generosity book. Here's the link to BRETEP. Not sure all that extra stuff at the end. You can probably take off the stuff from this question mark on. But yeah, if you're not following him on Twitter, you're not getting from the horse's mouth. He is the guy that's actually at the keyboard, which is cool to have somebody like that communicating. And then pay attention to Richard Hart's his Twitter, and let's hope wouldn't it be awesome? We get a live stream. Looking forward to that. David Lee with the +1 as well. Might need to wait until after the automated market maker, and we'll see. Jackie, awesome. They get voted on by the DAO. Yeah, in the DAO. Now the question is the DAO, the incentive token gives you the ability to vote in the DAO, I believe, or is it LP token, or is it both, or is it the same? We'll see. PLSX is all we need. No time lock too, no brainer. Well, constant buy pressure. To me, I'm hugely bullish on PulseX. What are your thoughts on the Internet Money Wallet? Well, I talked to KG. You probably saw him, had him on. Um, he's getting security audit on the wallet. Once that comes through, I'm gonna, I'll look at it. I'll have him on. But I'm excited. I'm hopeful. Right, having something that is not MetaMask would be really, really nice. And it's going to have, support for 12 change plus any other one. So he's a sharp guy. Spent some time with brother KG and what they're doing with Internet Money. I like it because if you think about it, if adoption's everything, right? That's the key. Are you going to, is Internet Money's wallet able to get adoption? If it is, wallets make tremendous amount of money. And if it gets adoption, he's sharing 100% of the fees with those who hold that time token. So, I mean, it seems like a no-brainer to me, but it's important that the CERTIC audit comes back for security audit for the wallet, because that's obviously pretty critical, right? You want to make sure your wallet is secure. Yes, we need to hear from Richard. Yeah, we do. I wonder where he will appear this time. Will he appear in the castle? Will it be all the stuff around him? Or will it be a different background? Will he be in the black t-shirt and just chill? That's what I'd recommend. So many people are anticipating this stuff, folks. It's amazing how many of the big influencers are in the PulseChain. Got to call my parents now, but I appreciate you. T-Great, thanks so much for the detail. And thanks for being here. That's good for me. I created an IM wallet today. Hey, yeah, and so it is in beta, and it has not been security audited yet. That's what I understand. But of course, you can join their Telegram and ask questions there as well. I'll bet you Richard Hart is in shape too. Ooh, that'd be an interesting one. What's the over under on Richard Hart losing some weight or getting fit? But wouldn't that be the ultimate transformation? He ends up like becoming some massive bodybuilder. I wouldn't be surprised. If he's like, hey, talking about longevity, got to take care of yourself. I know it all too well. Mega art, his museum. You know what? I'll just be honest with you. When you're somebody that thinks that you need a museum, there's a point in which you've gone too far. I'm not a big fan of this idea, right? We don't want to worship men, right? He's not a god. He's just a really smart guy. And to think that you have a museum, I suppose there's some people that might want to see some of his stuff, and he can't have people over at his house, so he might have a gallery or something. But to call it a museum is a little bit of a stretch, just to be honest with you. There's only so much self-congratulations I can tolerate. But anyway, whatever. But Richard is a special character, and he's important. He's important in this whole world, right? Because if he backed out of all this stuff and said, I'll just go sit on the beach, man, we cannot afford him not being driven. So thank you, Richard, for being driven. Liberty or death? Will Richard light his candles for launch? He should, for old time's sake. You know what? I would bet he might light them for $1 hacks. Yeah, I could see that happening. $1 hacks. I don't see him lighting them for the launch because it's still uncertain, right? I think it's going to have to be like 1000x on Pulse and Pulse X. Wouldn't that be great at the 1000x price? Well, he's become such an icon, right? He is like William Wallace now. Would be awesome. That's right. Agreed. Mega Art. Droning on again and again. I heard he is jacked. Size is the prize. Really? Okay, you know something that I don't know, but how amazing would that be? When I was looking at his, I'm gonna try to find it here. He was, where is it? He was looking pretty good at PulseCon, right? He looked, he didn't shave his face, and he was looking trim there. Can you imagine he comes back? He's like chiseled. Man, that'd be amazing. We're all big fans. I know we are. Thanks for being here today, folks. And if you got any questions, I'm going to give you a couple updates on Texan, Ophir, and we talked a little bit about PulseChain. So I don't really have like a huge agenda today, but let me jump into that. We got through the chat very slowly this time. It only took 45 minutes. So Texan token. I'm really excited for the copies that are coming on the PulseChain. And I'm excited about the liquidity that's going to be on the PulseChain because of so many of the folks like you that are out there, and so many big players that have significant bags of Pulse and PulseX. And then, of course, how much DAI that Richard's going to bring to the table. It's going to be so liquid, and that's the key to everything, right? Liquidity is the key, and a lot of that drives a lot of the traders and degens, and that means there's a lot of transactions on PulseX. That's what we need. That's what we want, right? So, as a reminder, as this goes live, just so you know, I'm going to give you my opinion of what I'm doing, not financial advice. I am doing nothing. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing nothing. Popcorn with Crypto Panda, and Rags can tell us what's going on with the charts, but I'm doing nothing. Okay. You don't have to do anything. That's the key thing. You don't have to ratio trade. Just watch it, enjoy it. People are going to be so excited, and that joy is going to come through the screen. Watch the stream, support people, retweet stuff, share your own stuff. Once you see this go live, maybe you want to consider being a streamer or creating content. Would love to have more content providers on for Texan, right? Love people this is an opportunity because that's where things just grow and it's fun. So if you're somebody that's considered that, do it. If you need help, Rags he's helped people, kind of handheld them through the whole streaming process. We can help you, but looking forward to that community side building out. Okay. The other thing is Ophir Crypto. So Ophir Crypto is in their donation phase. If you've missed some of these, in the past, they've been called sacrifices with other people. This is, what we're doing is what Richard basically inspired us to do with the Sens Foundation. Our lawyers basically said, you can't accept any money. And so we've made that decision, not accepting any money. So what we're doing is with Ophir Crypto, John has basically the organization that serves 5,000 churches in the Philippines is called GemEffect. And when you give to that address, you're giving directly to them. And so that will actually impact people on the ground in churches, right? So what they're going to be doing, John and his team are actually giving people endowments of staked Ophir and money. Going to give them basically they support churches with those dollars through GemEffect, which is so cool. But this is a philanthropic approach, and they're utilizing the same contract. It is being audited with CERDIC. There's only a couple changes and nothing significant. It's the same, 22-year contract. It's an endowment contract on the blockchain. But there's only, I want to say, about 30 days left in the donation phase. And that's how they're doing token distribution. When you give, you will get a free premium, just like with Texan. When you give to GemEffect, you will get 10,000 to 1 of the Ophir Crypto token as a free, no value premium. And whether or not PulseChain launches or not, we're going to launch on both chains. It's going to be on Ethereum and it's going to be on PulseChain. So you'll get copies. So holders will get copies. Whether or not it launches before or after, that's pretty cool. Okay. So this is a really unique opportunity to support people, even if you're obviously not in the Philippines. And so I'd encourage you on my channel. One of the main in the video section is the interview with John. You understand his heart for the people in the Philippines, and it's an amazing story. So encourage you to check that out, ophircrypto.com, or you can go into Ophir Crypto Telegram, and it's straight up. Actually, here it is. Here's the link. David Lee. Knew I could rely on you, David Lee. So check it out. Be a part of that. Encourage them. But we've got some amazing things coming up. Talking to additional communities, and I connected with some folks at Consensus as well. This is an exciting time in human history, folks. We're going to declare our own values. What we're going to do. Greetings from Germany. Texan airdrop free. Yeah. Hey, if you accepted it, you got it. I too will be inactive on Pulse for likely at least a month. Oh yeah. Yeah. That sounds right. Bretep said Shanghai upgrade is complete and smooth on V4. Yes, absolutely. Mint Factory, Sandy Beach. Okay. Yeah. I was back there. Dark Parts Motorcycle. Greets from Germany. Yes, we did that one. Liberty Death. So you said you had some info on the highest to stake stock in the past stream. Any info or teaser you can share with us? Honestly, to say I have insider information is a bit of a stretch. I just know just some distribution related things, the right people are looking at it. And I would say right now is just the perfect time because what did somebody say? They said the highest of stakes and Richard Hart is the Tiger King of crypto. Remember that? Remember that Netflix special on the Tiger King? I mean, that was like a train wreck you had to watch and became viral. If in fact the right people pick up the highest of stakes, it's going to be huge. Because Richard is a real personality, man, and it's a from my understanding, I haven't seen the entire thing, but it's extremely well done. And I can't imagine somebody not picking it up. I think the only thing that would keep it from being picked up is if the people that made it are requiring too much money. Because a lot of times when you're distributing something and you've never distributed anything before, people are like, no, we're not paying you what you think you're lucky to even get on our. So the first one is always, it's like anything, it's your shot, it's your opportunity. Now, if they were a studio that had done 5 or 6 other, series or something like that, it'd be different. But I guess all I can say, liberty or death, is the right people are looking at it. And I don't know anything more than that. This cause in the community to change the world. Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, it's amazing. Liberty or death. I'm very happy to have sacrificed for Ophir. Well, you donated to Gem Effect. You helped a nonprofit organization that helps churches. A worthy cause. Thanks for doing that. Any church will be able to apply. That's cool. Peter, what's going on? Let's go PulseChain. We're getting close. Wouldn't it be nice if it was this weekend? I would love that. There's 12,000. Wow. 12,000X coming. Nice. Thanks so much, Texas Life. Thanks for being a part of this. Hey, folks, we got big plans. You probably saw this before. I mean, we're going to have a DEX called Freedom Swap. We're going to have an incentive token that rewards people across the ecosystem that are max stake length holders, 22-year stakes, as well as the 5555 stakes of Hex. And we're going to reward people with an incentive token. Every 30 days, you'll be able to come back. And so that's what we're working on. We're literally about to close our round of funding. Very generous people have come to the table. We're going to close that in May, and we're going to get on it. And right after the stream, I'm hoping to have a conversation about another country that is interested in tokenizing. How awesome is that, folks? I'll tell you what, opportunity is in front of us, but also just keep in mind, folks, if this market crashes, and potentially it's the real estate market that is what triggers this whole event, and it's the commercial real estate market and war. Just be prepared to realize that people are going to be hurting around you, and a lot of resources going to come into crypto. And as things fall off the table and the dollar gets attacked and all these things happen, I believe there's a transfer of value coming to people like you and me who have been in this. And I just want you to be ready for it, right? Be prepared. Be prepared and consider others in addition to yourself. Because if Richard didn't have that ethos of abundance, if he didn't have that ethos of considering others in addition to himself, he wouldn't be doing all this work for us and for himself. So we all win together. Stay humble, Peso Dude says. That's exactly right. That is exactly right. Awesome. Taryn, hey, reach out. Let me know. Get me on... this will be Crypto Heartbeat 22 on Telegram. I would love to see profits going towards building a Calvary Chapel in Glen Rose, Texas. My dream. Look at it's stuff like that. What's your dream? Let's fan the flame of your dream. There are other people who just believe that same thing. So tell the story. Let's be a part of this. Big hugs, give hugs. There you go. Stay humble. Thanks for joining the Pulse today. My name is Matt. We've gone for an hour. I appreciate all that you do. Thank you for considering others in addition to yourselves. And this is going to be so exciting. I can't wait to be eating popcorn with Crypto Panda and Rags to Riches as we see the launch of the PulseChain. But hang on to your hats, folks. It's going to get good. Take care of yourself and others, and do not mess with Texas. Thanks, folks. See you soon.